It's Christmas! Can you believe it, guys? And what's more festive than visiting holiday-themed websites this time of year? I mean, many other things. But as a kid in the 2000s, Christmas and seasonal websites in general seemed to be pretty popular. While I don't see them talked about much today, going on these websites was one of my favorite ways to get in the holiday spirit. So I decided to check up on some of my favorites and see just how they've held up over the years. Clauscom is a Christmas website that was made in 1996 and is still active today. Active is a word I'm using very generously here. Claus.com takes you through Santa's village in the North Pole, which seems to be a common theme on these websites, where kids can play games, print out crafts, or listen to some incredibly earworm-inducing songs. And to this day, Sugar Plum Mary gets stuck in my head. Every time someone mentions the word Kung Fu, you know, I hear her little voice in my head going, "My Kung Fu will split a tree in two. I don't know if any of you remember that, but that's my core memory. Now, when it comes to the website's history itself, I actually fell down a rabbit hole trying to look into it. The website was created in the mid-90s by Spunky Productions, a now dead company that specialized in mostly online media for kids, teens, and family-oriented type content. The company went under sometime in the mid-2000s. Their last trademark renewal was in 2003, and they stopped updating their website around that time as well. They kept the website up, like it was still able to be accessed until 2020, when it ultimately died because of Flash dying, which was the software that they based that whole website on, pretty much. So without Flash, the website was dead. And as a total sidetrack, their website is the most like relic of early 2000s, like teen sort of like design. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, it's giving Jimmy Neutron, it's giving like Nickelodeon, like Nick Mag, very specific vibes. If you know, you know, but like that kind of vibe, and I love it. Claus.com is now owned by Universal Enterprises Incorporated, who at one point held the trademark for SpunkyTown.com. So either Spunky Productions changed their company name, or it was just simply bought out. Information on that is pretty scarce. What's guys, it's scarce here. However, the address listed for Universal Enterprises Inc. actually links to a mechanical contractor website, but it's the same Universal Enterprises, because the address is the same on their trademarks, and it's... So, you know, nothing says Merry Christmas like a visit from your local HVAC tech. The trademark for Claus.com itself is still active, last being renewed in 2017, while their forgotten Halloween counterpart, Scary.com, you can see we're getting very creative with our names here, seems to be forgotten with no trademark and their website just going to a plain black screen. So Claus.com was definitely my personal favorite growing up. It was just so cute and cozy and had so much to do. Like, I would spend hours on that website as a kid, going through all the buildings and the village and playing all the games and videos. There's Santa's house, obviously. We also got Elf School, the Reindeer Barn, the Toy Workshop. I love how you can tell on the website too which of the buildings are like new additions, new parts to the website, because they just so very clearly stand out with a different art style and a slightly higher resolution to all the other buildings in the village. Like, it's kind of cute, I'm not gonna lie. You can also tell this website has a habit of putting in new features and just never updating them, ever. Going through the buildings, in the garage, you can customize, elfinize a Chevrolet. Now, I can't tell which specific year these car models are, but I could tell you it hasn't been updated within the last 20 years. I could tell you that much, because these cars are pretty old. Claus.com actually had quite a few sponsors back in the day, but now ad spaces kind of just sit there awkwardly as little frames with nothing in them. Going back out into the village, you can go to Mrs. Claus's kitchen and find some unique recipes. Some are cute, harmless, hell, I'd make some of them today, but others are downright just war crimes. I'm looking at you, Tommy the tomato-nosed reindeer. While most of the site's interactive features no longer work, some of them still serve their purpose. The nice-o-meter still works, so if you want to check your standing before the final days, I guess you better get it in. However, if you want to learn how to make either list, naughty or nice, the top 10 lists just don't work properly anymore. They only load number 10 of each list, but when you click to go to number 9, that's it. You're on your own from there. Going into Santa's house, some of the parts like the newsroom no longer work, mainly just due to the newsroom being a bunch of flash videos, but the room of traditions still works. Now, I loved this part of the website as a kid. It's actually where I learned about the pickle on the tree ornament, so when we were decorating the Christmas tree and my dad pulled out a pickle ornament, I was like, oh, I know what that means. I felt so smart. But it's really cute to learn about Christmas traditions from all across the world. It's nice. But it was really nice learning about all the traditions as a kid because they didn't really teach those things in school. That's not relevant. I was never taught what laws there are. So that room specifically is such a core memory. That's gonna be like a common theme, I think. It's just core memories with these like websites. Around the website, you'll see different ads for products that they used to sell. I say used to because if you try to click on them to buy them, it'll just redirect you back to the homepage. I'm never getting that Sugar Plum Mary activity book. The website kind of seems to be on its last leg, and with its trademark up for renewal in 3 years, the future of this early internet relic is questionable. I still love this website, and it's a cute page to visit annually. The Flash portions are also archived on YouTube by YouTuber Cody Nichols, which keeps the experience alive in some form. I'm also curious to see if their Santa Spot or Christmas Eve tracker still works, but if it doesn't, there's one online tracker that could still tell us where he is, and that's the NORAD Santa Tracker. The story of the NORAD Santa Tracker actually predates the internet by a few decades. The North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, is an organization within the US and Canada to detect and warn against air attacks in those respective countries, among very other important military things that don't strike me as all that festive. Among all this, NORAD also tracks Santa, which started in 1955 through NORAD's predecessor CONAD, or the Continental Air Defense Command, and NORAD took over in 1958.
Hi, I'm Sam, also known as Cat's editor. Merry Christmas, everyone. Cat forgot to explain how the NORAD Santa Tracker started, so I'm gonna do it. In 1955, Sears department store placed an advertisement in Colorado Springs that told children they could call Santa Claus, but they misprinted a digit, and that number accidentally led to a Colorado Springs Continental Air Defense Control Center. After a call came through to CONAD, Colonel Harry Shoup answered the call, and a little girl asked if he was Santa Claus. Although he initially thought it was a prank call, he quickly realized it was serious and changed his tone and asked for the girl's mother and learned of the advertisement. Shoup saw a public relations opportunity and asked Colonel Barry Oldfield to inform the press that CONAD was tracking Santa's sleigh. Oldfield added that CONAD would continue to track and guide Santa and his sleigh on his trip to and from the US against possible attack from those who do not believe in Christmas. Eventually, in 1981, CONAD was renamed to the North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD. NORAD openly published a hotline for the public to call and get updates on Santa Claus's supposed progress. And thus today, we have the NORAD Santa Tracker. Thank you for your time, and back to your regularly scheduled program.
Nowadays, there's Santa trackers available online, and it has been for years. I used to spend my Christmas Eve nights before bed tracking him, only to book it to bed the second he started heading towards my state. I also remember doing this more so in the very late 2000s and the early 2010s, which makes more sense after I read that in 2007 and 2008, the website would direct you to download Google Earth and then a separate KMZ file to download and track Santa with. At the time, I don't think I was allowed to download anything on the computer for the most part, and it seemed so complicated. Like, it was a whole process for me. Like, I think anything that required like a download was like oh, what are you gonna do? And I gave up and I moved on to the next thing. So I think I just used Claus.com's tracker at the time. This would be until 2009, when you could actually just go to the NORAD website and track Santa without having to download anything. The website also hosted other videos called SantaCam videos, which had celebrity voiceovers sometimes. Most notably, they had Ringo Starr in 2003 and 2004.
NORAD SantaCam has just captured these incredible images of Santa Claus as he makes his way across Great Britain.
And Aaron Carter in 2002. I remember the website best as it was in 2009. It was pretty gray and had these cheesy CGI animations. And going back to all those videos all these years later has been such a treat. They're so charming and just bring back memories of being excited on Christmas Eve, sitting anxiously in my computer, being ready to bolt at a moment's notice to my bed. The website is now a bit more colorful and carries on with the Santa's Village theme that we've been seeing. They also have a page that goes really in depth on all things Santa. Like, you could read about the specs of his sleigh, like how much it weighs and what kind of armament it has. Which, for your information, is 75,000 gumdrops and antlers, respectively. NORAD does make it a point to note that the antlers are purely defensive. Santa's a pacifist, maybe, I don't know. Another feature on the website is an arcade with a bunch of mobile-friendly games that are unlocked each day before Christmas. Most are basic, and not even all of them are Christmas themed, but in the age of there being almost no websites for kids the way we had websites as kids, it's refreshing to see like that internet third space for children. NORAD also links to Snowy the Mouse, a similar type of website that, while not perfect, is a really cute option for kids today. You know, compared to their usual options. It's a definitely healthier and more innocent option. So I don't know about you, but I'll be tuning in this year and pretending like we're not in the most chaotic year of human history. To finish off, I wanted to mention a website that I thought I didn't remember at first, but once I actually logged on, all the memories came flooding back. And that is northpole.com, which is, you guessed it, another Santa Village website. When you land on the homepage, you're greeted by the website's icon, Raymond, who is a young reindeer who aspires to be part of leading Santa's sleigh one day. He also tells you what each house and building is and what you can do in them. Each house actually has stories hidden in them, which can be found by clicking on various objects, people, or animals in the scene. These stories can be read by yourself, or for some of the younger visitors, an elf can read it to them. Most are generic, adorable stories that talk about reindeer and elves and their whimsical adventures in the North Pole, and others include dolls coming to life, scaring the elves out of their sleep, and asking them, "Won't you join us for our last night in Santa's workshop?" And instead of just reacting like anyone else, they instead sigh in relief and join them. None of these elves are surviving a horror film, but I don't know if that's a concern in the North Pole. Maybe they don't even allow horror films in the North Pole. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know anything. Also, in these old stories, you can see on the top of the page like really old ads for like Ronald McDonald House, Make-A-Wish, St. Jude, and you could tell they're older because of like the quality of the pictures and like the different logos that they use, and I think it's so cute. The whole website itself actually has remained largely unchanged over the years. There have been some minor UI changes, but the whole experience itself, like the art, the stories, the games, they're all original from when the site launched in 1996, and they just keep the technology up to date, so that's really nice. Oh, I just realized my mic was like this. I really hope that's not an issue. I will cry. Old Flash parts of the website are now kept alive on their old pages by using the Ruffle emulator. Some parts of this website, however, are slowly being abandoned, like the Elf blog, which had its last update in February of 2019. Part of the blog was the team actually making these really adorable monthly wallpapers that had a plushie of Raymond in different seasonal settings. The website is also chock full with original crafts and recipes. Although it seems to be winding down a bit, this website seems to be such a labor of love, and the effort that went into it does not go unnoticed. Like, you can really tell these people are such like you can tell these people are just so passionate about it, and it's really nice to see. From the blogs, activities, even the personalized Santa ranking lists of different Christmas movies, music, and books. which also have each elf's favorite of each, which I thought was such a cute touch as well. Everything on this website is so intentional and made with such passion. Having everything just flood back to me filled me with such like a warm sense of nostalgia that just suits this time of year so well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if I missed any of your favorite Christmas websites or if you have memories from these Christmas websites. I honestly had so much fun going back to these websites and falling down rabbit holes of the most random parts of them. If you enjoyed, it would be cool if you left a like, maybe a subscribe, maybe a comment. Let me know. Let me know. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye and happy holidays.